All right, today I want to talk about day 7 of the whole, Ramona Flowers Academy. And today was probably one of the best days I've had. And it's ironic, too, because I had a conversation this morning with my mother. She actually wants to pull me out of the program because, she was saying, oh, you're not improving. Nothing's changing. You're not learning anything. I think you need to take the medication that they're offering you. It's time. It's time. And I have to explain to her, and I'll tell her this. Like, I told her this morning, and oh my God, this is so brutal. I'll say it in a second, but I explained, I'm like, knowing my luck, one of the side effects is going to be, my dick is going to stop working, and I'm going to go fucking bald. And you want to know what comes out of her mouth? She goes, it's not like you were using it anyway. And oh my, if your own mother says that to you, it is over. And it was just so brutal hearing that, she's like, it's time. It's time. And it's like, even too, like today, what I want to say is like, there's this woman there that's so rude to me for absolutely no reason. I think she's like an intern, but she was doing like the check-ins this morning. And, when the medication questions came, she was like, oh, are you compliant with medication? I'm the only one that says no, because I don't take it. And she got all defensive and all angry. She was like, so you don't want any help then? Then why are you even here? Do you even want to improve? And I was like, I just don't take medication. She's like, why not? Why? I was like, because I don't want to. Like, just like simple, like, it was just so bizarre. I'm like, because I don't want to. And she goes, all right. Okay, then. All right. And it's crazy, too, because, like, this woman's been doing this ever since I got there. Like, even today, she kept saying over and over again, she's like, he likes to make my life a living hell. And one of the clinicians actually stood up for me. He basically goes, I haven't seen him do anything to you. And she was like, I just don't like his attitude. I just don't like his attitude. He thinks he's a smart ass. And I was like, because I don't know. I mean, it's just, I don't think I do anything. I barely even talk to this woman. She just like, she always gives me like the fucking stink eye. Like, she'll look at me and I'll look at her and I'll say, what? She'll be like, nothing. I'm not thinking, because like, it's the way she's looking at me. I can't really describe it, but it's like this look of like, you're pissed off and want to say something. So like, she'll be staring at me and I'll say, what? And she'll be like, oh, nothing. So I don't know, man. It was just weird. So there's that. And it's funny too, because the second half of the day, it was a 19 girls to 1, me, the only guy ratio. And there's like a lot of new girls today. I finally understand now too, why you can't, drink or do drugs, because, well, first off, it's bad for you, duh. But in this program, because they're afraid that if you smoke weed or whatever, drink on the medication that you're taking, you could go into psychosis and have all these problems. And I didn't know that. I was like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense now. So there's this new girl here that, today was her first day, and she's bisexual. And it's funny, too, because I ended up talking to her about it, and she said she's bisexual, but she's only ever dated females. So, there's that. But anyway, it was her first day. She's pretty tall, too. She's like 5'9". She's got a mullet. She kind of looks like that Only JS girl a little bit. But, either way, today was her first day, and she flipped out, started crying, hyperventilating over not being able to smoke weed anymore because of like health problems and all that. It was bad. She was shaking, all that. She was like, it's not fair. She kept saying, it's my medicine over and over again. She's like, it's my medicine. It's my medicine. And, yeah, she's like, I get so mad whenever I'm with my friends and they're smoking and I know I can't smoke. And I'm kind of grateful that I don't have that problem with like weed, and especially nicotine too, because these girls, they all vape. All of them have a nicotine addiction, and like they all talk about it all the time. And I got curious, like I asked, like, what are the withdrawal symptoms like? Because you don't want to be around them when they're not vaping. Like whenever their vapes, crap out, oh my God, it goes from 0 to 100. Anyone have a vape? Anyone have a vape? And oh man, that's like one thing I'm grateful for, that I never got a nicotine addiction, thank God. But it's ironic because I almost vaped today. I'll get into that later. But it's just like they all have like the same problems. And meanwhile, me, I feel like my problems are that like I don't have my needs met. Like, I don't know. The only SSRI I need is some ass, because that would probably work more wonders realistically than anything else. Because it's like, man, I don't know, just being alone for too long, you know, not living life, any of that has just stunted all development. And I understand, like, I'm self-aware that that's my issue, and it sucks. And I tried explaining too, like, we were talking about like boredom or something, and they were like trying to give out like recommendations to not be bored, like, oh, go to the beach, do this, do that. And I said, you know, just like randomly, I'm like, you know, all that stuff is boring and meaningless when you're doing it by yourself. Like, if you have somebody a network of people, you know, somebody to do stuff with, anything could be fun. You know, the issue isn't that you're bored, it's that you know, you have nothing to do with anybody. You have nobody to experience it with. And of course, all crickets, just dead silent. It's just, I don't know, it's just brutal. Because, I mean, that's the truth. I don't think anybody's necessarily bored. It's just the fact that you don't have anybody to experience anything with. You know, like, why the fuck would I go to the beach by myself if I'm not, you know, going with, like, a girlfriend or, like, a group of friends? That just, well, like, what's the point, you know? And that's what I said. It was just dead silent, you know? I mean, it's the truth, you know? Especially if you're touch deprived. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever, like, gotten a hug. Like, you've never been hugged before, and you get a hug from, like, a really pretty girl, and, like, it just does something, man. I don't know. It just, like, I don't know, it just releases, like, a bunch of chemicals, and it's like, damn, you know, like, that's what I was missing out on, you know? Like, these girls can't really fathom, like, loneliness, because, like, the main complaints I hear is exes, like ex-girlfriends, because again, most of them are bisexual, ex-boyfriends, just all exes, issues with their father, that one's a big one. Yeah, it's just, they all have, like, the same, not only aesthetic, like, there's this one girl that, like, I don't know what her deal is, like, she dresses like a pirate, like, she wears, like, pirate boots and, like, torn clothing and, like, a bandit. Like, she just looks like a pirate. I don't know, like, why she dresses like this. But, they all have, like, this weird aesthetic. It's like we're living in, like, that fucking cyberpunk game. Like, every time I go there, you would think I just fucking, you know, swapped the disc and threw in that cyberpunk game and loaded it up. Like, it's like VR or some shit, because all their hairs are dyed different colors. I mean, not all, but a lot, like, easily over half of them have colored hair, you know, piercings, tattoos. That's a big one. Tattoos, they all have tattoos. Every single one of them has tattoos, you know, all over, like, sleeves and stuff. I noticed, like, most of them, if not all, because I swear, like, even if you think they don't have one day they'll come in with, like, a t-shirt and you'll see it, like, you know, barely, like, on their arm, they'll have, like, a tattoo. So they all just, like, have tattoos and weird hair. I don't know. Well, anyway, let me get into what happened during lunchtime. So the girl I went to high school with and my one-itis clone, they were basically, you know, I grew some balls, sat in the lunchroom again with the girl that I went to high school with, you know, just sat next to her. And my one-itis clone was like, I'm going to go outside. And then the girl that I used to go to high school with was like, oh, I'll come out too. And then I was like, you know what, might as well ask too. I mean, it took, like, some courage to ask that. I mean, especially because I feel I should have named this whole thing, you know, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I should have called it Scott the Subhuman versus the World. Because, oh my God, this is, like, the crazy part as well. Like, I'm really used to, like, having people, like, people's body language. Like, I can tell when, you know, like, the Subhuman treatment of, you know, when girls are completely uninterested and don't want to talk to me. This isn't like this. It's, like, sort of, like, just mid, like, normie treatment. Like, they're not happy around me and they're not sad. Like, it's just very neutral. You know, I can't really pick up on anything. It's just always neutral, and I don't know what to think ever. So, you know, I asked, I was like, can I come outside with you guys? She's like, yeah, sure. So, yeah, it was just us three, and then another girl, she's like, she's really small. She's like probably 4'7". Like, I'm not even kidding. She always wears like these pigtails, like half of her hair is dyed red. She has like these huge ass glasses that like don't even fit her face. And she's a little chubby too. And she was like, oh, can I come out too? And then the girl that looks like only JS, she came out too. And that shit was brutal because first off, like, they're all immediately all started vaping. Every single one of them, they all had their vapes except for the girl that looks like only JS. She just doesn't have one. And she kept complaining like, I need something. I need something to alter my mind. I don't feel good. I don't feel right. Like, I don't know. She's just like tweaking. I don't know. It's just like weird. So, the girl that I used to go to high school with gave her the vape, and I swear to God, for like 2 minutes, she just was sucking on that thing and using it as like an oxygen tank. I don't know. She just had it in her mouth, was just breathing it in, blowing it out her nose for like at least 2 minutes. And after she was done, she was like tweaking. Like, it was so bizarre, I guess, because like, not having that much oxygen and, the nicotine hit was just enough she was just like tweaking. I don't know. It was just like so bizarre. With like the mood swings. I don't know. Again, like I noticed that a lot. Like some of them have like really bad mood swings. Like they'll get really angry real quick and then calm down and then get like really sad. I don't know what the deal is with that at all. I really don't. Even the girl I used to go to high school with does it, but it's like very subtle. Like she'll get really angry and then just like calm down super quick. Like I noticed that. But anyway, yeah, so they're passing the back and forth. And the girl I used to go to high school with was like, oh, you want to hit? And I was thinking about it like for 2 seconds, and I was like, nah, like I'm good, because I was thinking long and hard about it. I don't need to have a nicotine addiction. That kind of sounds like it sucks. So I didn't. And yeah, like that was that. We just sat outside. We were talking for a while. That's when I found out that the girl I went to high school with, she's starting Zoloft, and my One-itis clone. She also said too, like, I noticed this, like, just in general, not with just my One-itis clone, but all the girls complain about money all the time, like the debt, like they're all in debt. They all don't have jobs. A couple of them, like, they're a couple years older than me, like 24, 25, and they've never had a single job in their life. And like, I've asked too, like, cause trust me, like I ask like a ton of questions. I'm just too curious at this point, so like I just ask them all questions, like it could be whatever it is, like anything that's on my mind, I'll just ask them. And they've just never had jobs, and they're in debt from either school or whatever it is. And my One-itis clone was like, I just got a bill in the mail today, and because she owes her college like $200 for like something. I don't know what it was. It was just like, she didn't really get into detail what it was. This will probably be like, Beta Buck's paradise, because I mean, obviously money can't buy attraction, right? But, since all these girls complain about debt, it's like one of the number one things they talk about. My college, I'm in so much debt, I can't afford anything. And they'll literally cry over it. They will cry that they don't have any money. So, I don't know, I can just imagine, some clueless beta bucks. Oh, don't worry, girls. I'll pay for it. I almost even wanted to say that because, like, they were trying to, like, offer solutions to each other on, like, how to, like, get rid of their debt. And I wanted to say it so bad. Like, just marry, some old dude with a lot of money. And, he'll pay for everything. Just find a rich Cooper subscriber and hit him up, and he'll take care of all your bills. You just gotta stick around and tolerate him, and you're good. Can you imagine if I said that? But anyway, can you imagine if I was here and I looked like Brad Pitt, being the only guy in a room with 19 girls? Because I counted the last session, like the last half of the day, I was the only guy in a room with 19 girls. And I don't know, I feel like this is like the weird thing. It feels like I have, like a second shot at high school for some reason. Especially like, I don't know if like any of you guys like relate to this at all, but like, if you ever had like a crush on somebody, in school, and there's sort of like this, I wouldn't say like chase. Well, I guess it is kind of, but like, it's like this high feeling you kind of get having a crush, and like just, I don't know. It just, there's like this weird thing that happens. I can't really explain it, but it's like this feeling you get when you have like a girl that you're attracted to that you don't exactly know if she wants to be with you or not. And you're kind of just like, I guess, playing a game. I don't know how to like describe it, but like, I don't know. I feel like a kid again, temporarily. I mean, this ain't going to last forever, but, yeah, I will say this though. I'll end it off here. I have never been this down bad in my entire life. Like, it is actually sad. Like, and the balls are still blue, still got the blue balls. If you haven't ever experienced that, you're lucky, because I think the first time I ever experienced it was in like 9th grade. When I had that friend, that gay friend that invited me to his Halloween party. He had like a bunch of friends that were girls, and he tried to like set me up with one of them. And it's funny too, because I was with this other kid. I brought him as a third wheel, and we basically were both wearing masks. And I was just talking to her this one girl the whole night. Like he gave us each a girl, and he was like, "Oh, you guys mingle and start dating." And we just talked, and nothing ever came out of it. Like, nothing came out of it. And I remember going home that night, because like I was just talking to her the whole time, and I guess it was enough to like arouse me. And I remember like my balls were like on fire. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, that was like probably the first time I think I ever experienced blue balls. And now it's like every single day. Like every single day it's actually bad. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now.